Why do Light Institute Cranials bring up so much stuff?
Well, cranials per se are about, remember what we were talking about earlier, that the brain is 90% water? And so water is the greatest conductor in the world. And so like a sludge pool, you know, or a pond that has no way in or way out, that water can become stagnant. And it loses its life force energy, and it loses, above all, in terms of cranials, its electromagnetic connection. And so what cranials do is they allow all of the neurons and the points of reference in the brain to reconnect with the body. We know that the left side of the brain affects the right motor part of the body. And the right part of the brain affects the left motor. And that we have certain perceptual differences in different parts of the brain. So when we wash the brain in a cranial, or we realign the balance, because we have all of these nerve centers, the TMJ, where we hold anger, or here at the sides of the eye, the sphenoids, all of the glands, and all of the plates in the head that bring the bones together. All of those are moved in a subtle way in a cranial, which allows the flow, not just the cerebral spinal flow or the liquids in the brain or the waters in the brain, but what's carried in there. Neurological imprints and footprints and recognition and relativity relationship. So cranials will bring out stuff that's been stuck in there and literally wash it through your body and wash it out. I think cranials should be done on every newborn baby, and they should be done if you have trouble remembering or thinking or sleeping or being balanced, then you need a cranial. And we do them in a special way at the Light Institute, in a way that allows the master glands of perception, of consciousness expansion to be activated. But any kind of cranial is good for everyone. And it's very interesting as well that if you've taken either any kind of drug, really, any kind of pharmaceutical, the cranial will sometimes amplify that effect. And so, but whether it feels as if, oh, I am not in pain anymore because I was taking a pain medicine and now it's been reactivated in my brain and it's influencing my body, so that's a good thing, but at the same time it's going to free it from your brain, so the residue of it isn't polluting and creating side effects. So cranials, to touch and to wash and to realign this center of our sense of self and our control mechanism for how we move and how we relate to our body is essential for everyone. That's why we do it.
Well, I had a strange thing happen during my cranial where I was told to put my thumb in my mouth, and I couldn't find my mouth. My eyes were closed.
Yes.
I had no sense of where my mouth was at all whatsoever. What happened with that?
Just like a little baby, when babies are first born, they cannot locate, this is my mouth and this is the bottom of my foot. The nerve responses will be in general. And so because your brain had been freed and it was being cleared, you lost that orientation for a moment. People fall asleep during cranials. They go out of their body. You were probably out of your body, so to speak, which is fine. We don't have to be afraid of that. It's a healing mechanism that's been used since the time of Egypt for the body to realign. And so...
cranials have been?
No, they're going out of body, which happens a lot when we're doing cranials. And so that's all that occurred. Your focus of consciousness wasn't in your mouth or your thumb. And so but ultimately what happens then is that after the cranial, you find that you have more coordination and more capacity to be present in the body, so that it really it has the fluidity and it has the alertness that perhaps you haven't felt in a long time. So this is great.